it did feel a little bit better, but at the same point, the tires are just extremely difficult to get to work over a whole lap. Like I had a good grip in sector 1, and then it falls apart in sector 2, 3, or the other way around. And I think everyone is a bit in the same boat with that, which makes it quite frustrating to drive. I mean, to be honest with you, it's not a lot of fun, but we have to deal with it. You know, it's the same for everyone. But it makes it really unpredictable, and all the laps in qualifying were really, really difficult.
The last 4 qualifying, I mean the sprint qualifying and qualifying have gone well and the way I wanted to on the dry, but we still have some work to do, obviously. As always, we need to keep working, and we cannot rest on the improvements we've done in the last few races. Today have been a very, very tricky qualifying. For some reason, the tire blanket was very short, and if you will be very fast in the first sector, second and third sector will be very much more difficult and sliding a lot more. That's what happened in Q3 when we went for the last 1 or 2 tenths. That's where we started to slide around a lot more, and but it's like this, and now we'll look forward to tomorrow to see what is possible.
It was a bit more comfortable. We did some setup changes that went in the right direction, and now obviously in a better place, you know, going into tomorrow. It hasn't been an easy weekend up until now. It's a very tricky track, but we've made progress, and now we are trying to put a good race tomorrow. If we see we can be hopefully in the podium and put Max under pressure.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a clean Q3 round 1 where the track was at its best, I think, and then I did a slight mistake into turn 8, which cost me at least front row, probably pole, but yeah, unfortunately we just didn't maximize it. But I'm optimistic, you know. I mean, it hurts to miss out in the front row by a couple of hundreds, but it's how it is, you know. The margins are super close. We did some mistakes with how we were setting up going into qualifying, so yeah, we got a push and understand the issues, but yeah, we are getting a lot closer now.
I was quite a bit more confident yesterday in terms of getting lap time out of the car, so yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like we made a couple of changes with the car, and hard to know if they were in the right direction now. Of course, when you go on track, sometimes things change a little bit, so yeah, I felt a bit more confident yesterday on extracting lap time. Today I kind of felt like I got there and struggled to do a lot more, so some stuff for us to review and think about for next time, but on the whole, of course, P5 is still not bad.
The track just wasn't really getting any better, so I think, you know, I think it was going to be difficult to really find a lot of time on the second run. The tyres are extremely fragile, so as soon as you push it a little bit too much, it's kind of game over, even over 1 lap. But yeah, honestly, pretty happy with the session. I feel like it was consistent the whole way through. I felt strong the whole way through, and yeah, pretty happy.
Of course, we will have higher standards than that and hope and expect more, but we have to accept this is where we are as a team right now. And I think we know what the problems are in the car, and we need to make some big changes to rectify that, and unfortunately that doesn't happen overnight.
I thought it was the first 2 qualifying sessions were generally better. Q2 was, car felt mega in Q2 all of a sudden. And but then got to Q3 and it disappeared again. So it's the first time it's really worked in Q2 this year, I would say.
It was close with Lewis, you know, less than half a tenth is always a bit of a bummer, but tricky, really tricky actually here in Miami to put to string the perfect laps together. It's a challenging track with the hot temps, you know, and with the tires getting hotter over the lap. It's really tricky, those section from 11 to 16. But all in all, obviously, very positive set today. Already scored 2 points today, you know, which, they come at a premium for us, and it's quite nice to have that already done. Take some pressure away of tomorrow, but of course, we're still going to push for points, push for more. It's going to be tight again, and a big fight with the RBs and everyone behind for sure.
Team did a fantastic job, especially the car performance was great. Did all around the week. Yesterday, I couldn't able to extract the performance, and today, yeah, able to go through Q3. Probably I could have done better a little bit. I'm not really fully proud of my lap. But yeah, definitely I got help from the car performance, then able to go through Q3. So yeah, very happy that I can start in the top 10. Much better place than today's in spring qualifying race. So maximum focus for tomorrow to score points.
I mean, yeah, it was very tight between all the cars, but shame to miss out on Q3.
It was very, very good Q1. Kind of not too sure where that came from, like when we were sitting in P5 at the time, and the feeling was really strong, especially like the balance, the grip from the tires. And Q2, slightly different traffic in the pit lane, outlap slightly different, and just couldn't get the same grip out of the tires. So still very positive, best qualifying position of the season, but just a shame not to have, just tires didn't feel like everything clicked together in Q2, and we came very close to Q3. So still need to work and get on top of the tire, but apart from that, I'm happy. It's first weekend with the upgrades this morning, finishing P9, and then this afternoon starting P12. Best results of the season so far, so definitely some progress.
I thought it was a tricky session. I think we unfortunately didn't make a step forward in terms of car behavior, but on top of that we had a small engine deficit. We lost a tenth and a half in the straights, and looking at how close everything is, unfortunately it didn't help us to go through into Q3. So hopefully that will be gone by tomorrow. It's a different engine mode in the race, so we need to see if that has an impact. But yeah, I had small cuts basically through qualifying, and we need to understand where that comes from.
Just struggling with the tyres. A lot of management in a qualifying lap with this track temp. I think maybe we slide around a bit more than other people, which doesn't help the issue. But it's super punishing to slide around. So you save a bit of tyres. It feels sometimes like you're doing a bit more of a race lap than a quali lap. But you're just trying to get the tyres to last the whole lap, which is at least for us was a challenge.
We seem to struggle a lot today compared to yesterday. We were P7 and P8 in yesterday's qualifying, and we are out of Q3. In my case, quite poor performance, Q1 P15, Q2 P15, so I could not improve that much. We made some setup changes also from the session this morning to now. Looking at the times, I would say that didn't work as expected, but this is a sprint weekend, and it's tough, but within 2 tenths you can be P8 or P15. We are in the back side of that group. We've been in the good side of that group a few times already this year. Like in China, we were P3, only 1/10 of P9 or something like that. So let's take it. Let's learn some things tomorrow in the race, and we'll see.
First of all, the setup changes we made from the sprint were much better. So the car was actually feeling way more drivable. So the first run already was clean. Second run I was a little bit unlucky with some traffic, and actually I got pretty close to Joe during that lap as well, a bit too close. So not the most cleanest second run. So and it was only 100 that we dropped out. So that's how it goes sometimes.
I think I knew it was going to be extremely tight to get through, and it always is at the moment. So it was just, I guess, a bit of hope. I think when I look at yesterday, I knew we had the pace to go to Q2, and I just wanted to deliver that today and move on. But honestly, I'm happy with the changes we made to the car. I'm generally happy with the way I drove, and we look forward, try to have another good race tomorrow, and there was little left in it today.
Whoa, it's one of those things, the sport will. It can change so quickly. I think, honestly, I saw Lando's lap in Q3 yesterday, where straight away from the start of the lap, you could see he was sliding his rears everywhere on the soft, where he obviously struggled a lot, and I honestly felt the same. I had already on that last set coming out of turn 1, I started sliding, had a wobble into 7, then went wide, and it was a spiral effect. But what was strange is it started already at the start of the lap. One of those things with this sport where you just, it treats you nice until it doesn't. So we'll look into it, but everything seemed fine approaching the lap. So it's one of those things, like we just simply didn't have the grip on that second set. Simple as that.
There's nothing I can do about that. So It's just happened so many times this year. I'm sounding like a broken record, I feel, every time after qualifying. But yeah, I think we have a decent car, so we should be able to do something tomorrow. But getting tired of starting in a bad position because of traffic and stuff.
Yeah, the car was sliding a little bit. I think I'm not sure if we had the chance to fight for maybe P15, probably yes. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get my last lap. Everybody's in the queue in that position. Then Oscar decided to try to overtake me, and then we were side by side to turn one. And yeah, lap was gone. Especially for me, I think it's very important to get the last lap.